Have you ever had so much reading to do that you don't know where to start? Do you even know how to take notes? In this video, Bianca will help you, so definitely stay tuned. Hi everyone and welcome to the ultimate channel for students. My name is Francesca and my aim is to help you have the best fresh start at university. In this video, Bianca is going to go through with us a few studying techniques she uses in order to have the best marks. I really loved interviewing. She had so much insight, and also if you're going to do international relations course anywhere in the UK, maybe some of what she says can bring some insights about the course. So let me know if you have any more questions, but it should go. Thank you so much guys, and let's dive right into it.
Can you please tell me reality versus expectations kind of stuff, like anything you want to say about IR, because a lot of people are planning on hesitating now between IR or another course, and so anything could help them.
Okay, so what's really great about IR is that you can pick of course, you have your core modules that everyone has to do if you're doing a subject related to politics, but you can also pick some optional modules. But when you have to pick your modules, you really have to balance them out. So you have, let's say, an equal amount of credits that you need to get approved in a way for both term 1 and term 2. And you can also pick a foreign language. So if you've been doing a language for years at school, it's a great way to keep doing it. Or if you want to start a new one and be adventurous, it's really up to you, because your course is what you make of it. So if you really want to challenge yourself, in the case of IR, if you want to pick something, depending if you do the Bachelor of Arts, so without the social data part, or the Bachelor of Science with so stats and quantitative methods, which is really about it's not really math, because a lot of people assume that it's stats, but it's a bit of programming. So if you just want to do the politics part of IR, so nothing related to stats and just polls or anything that's related to programming and social data in general, you should pick the Bachelor of Arts. But if you want to challenge yourself a bit, and if you're really ready to go into the let's say the sciencey part of IR, so to go beyond the, let's say, so to really go into the interpretation of the data that you're studying. So not only looking at stats or any sort of data that's available to you, but really how to interpret it and how to use it, basically. So if you want to go into that, you should pick the Bachelor of Science with social data, and you can also pick let's say a program, whether you're doing the Bachelor of Arts or the Bachelor of Science. You can decide to go on a year abroad, but disclaimer, the year abroad is not automatically included, so so you decide where you want to go at the end of your second year. But in order to go on a year abroad, you have to get at least a 2-1. So for IR, if you want to go on a year abroad, and this applies to any subject, you have to get at least a 2-1, and yes, the grades that you're going to get in your first year are really going to matter, because they're just going to pick you based on your grades, nothing else. So when you put yourself out there, when you're going to apply for different unis that you want to go to abroad, especially if you want to go to the US, Australia, or New Zealand, these places are extremely competitive. Like, so many people want to go there. You're not going to be the only one. So if you want to really have a chance to go to the uni that you really love abroad, so a really good uni in the US or Australia, if you really want to go far away, you're going to need to work hard in your first year. So no, the myth of first year doesn't count doesn't really apply, because you just want to do your best and get the highest grade that you can possibly get without of course without overdoing it. So when you're going to apply for it, and so when the professors are just going to look at your application, they're going to see, oh well, they did great at first year. They really it shows that you're motivated and that you're it's basically worth it, and that they should pick you because you put in the right amount of effort to go there. You have to do a mini presentation on why you want to go to certain places. It just needs to show that you really did your research and that they should pick you because you were really motivated to go there. So if they look at your grades and then they see you in person and they see that it matches, so that you did the hard work and that you're also motivated as a person, because it's not only about grades, it's about the experience, it's about finding yourself, which is extremely cliche, but it's true. Any future IR students out there, if you want to go abroad like me, so I know that I'm gonna have to work a bit harder, so it's gonna be tough, but if in my third year I'm gonna be able to go wherever I want to go. I personally want to go to Hong Kong, so I know that I need to get at least, well, a high 2-1. If I work hard this year, I know that in my third year I'll be having the time of my life in Hong Kong. So it's really important to start having a really, let's say, regular like work schedule since beginning. So when you go into your second year, where your marks will officially count towards your final marks, so towards your actual degree, you'll already have like let's say a whole year, let's say a whole first year experience that will be really valuable because you put in the right amount of effort, and so you know how to work. Also for IR, obviously it's an art subject, so there's a lot to read, and there is so the recommended reading that you have, so it's different, a list of different books that you can read or articles that you can read if you want to. And then you have the required reading, so the core reading, and you don't necessarily have to read for your lectures, because the lecturer is going to upload the recording of the lecture on Ely, which is an online portal where you can find a lot of resources, and so you can go over it in your own time, and the lecturer is basically providing you with all of the information that you need. But for seminars or tutorials, they're the same thing, and so they're basically an hour long, and you just discuss the material that you've seen. So it's important to do the reading for the tutorial, because if they're not going to check, it's not high school, they're not going to check if you did your reading, they're not going to, you know, give you a bad grade because you didn't answer the question properly. It's really about you. So if you want to do all of the recommended reading, and so when they ask a question, you just want to raise your hand and just show that you know a lot of stuff and make a lot of really good contributions to the class. It's up to you. If you don't want to read anything, you just rely on, you know, copying whatever the seminar tutor is putting on the board, because usually they have a PowerPoint. If you just want to rely on what they're saying in the PowerPoint, and if you don't want to do any reading, it's also up to you. When you do your reading, try to, let's say, you don't have to take really, really detailed notes, because obviously you have to read a lot, so you can't spend hours on a single page when you have so many other things to do as well, outside of your degree as well. So obviously you have to read a lot because it's an art subject. So when it comes to taking notes for your tutorials or your lectures or whatever you're reading, if you're preparing for an essay, my advice would be to go over the article or the chapter as a whole, so you just read through it really quickly, and then if they have a conclusion, which they will generally have, just go through the conclusion, because they just summarize the main points. And so obviously you can't rely on just the conclusion, but it's good to have, let's say, a broad outline of what they're going to talk about. So when you want to rewrite your notes, or when you're ready to start to really start taking notes, you can just write, let's say, the big titles that can bold. I don't know if it's about world politics, it can be the theory of liberalism, part 1, and then the subtitles. And so when you go back to the article and you can see you already have the outline, and you just have to fill in the gaps, and this is the notes that you're going to take. So you really know where you're going, because if you go, if you just follow it, so if you just go like paragraph through paragraph without, and then you see the conclusion, and you just realize that it's basically you just taking notes that have no structure whatsoever. If you look at the conclusion and then you go back to the reading, it'll make more sense, because then you can really have a structured way of learning, and so you learn things according to concepts and ideas, and so you have ideas in your head and not page numbers, obviously. So when you revise, when you have to revise for exams, or when you have to look for a certain reference for an essay. You just have these main ideas in your head that you're ready to write down again, and not just like, oh, page 57 in that book, because they don't care about, I mean, obviously they care about who wrote it, but they don't care about, let's say, the fact that it's the first paragraph of the 27th page of whatever book you're reading. No, they only care about the content. So you really want to make sure that when you're writing notes, you have a very, very structured, let's say, piece of paper or whatever you're using to take notes, so it's all organized in your head.
Thank you so much, Bianca, for this. Guys, we spent literally 2 hours together talking. She's an amazing person who was on my YouTube channel a year ago. She was in exactly your position right now, so I'm extremely happy to have had to be able to connect with people from my YouTube channel. It's super cool. Anyway guys, I really hope you liked this video, so please like if you did, comment your Q&A questions for me, or any question related to this video, and obviously subscribe if you liked what you see. Alright guys, see you in the next video. Bye.
I'm trying to put you in the worst mood.